So Shnerdcast, and I'm over here already forgetting my fucking my booklet, so I'm just gonna say fuck it and just try to go off memory. But Shnerdcast episode 51 here with Cole Cannon, like always.
Hey.
Fucking, how you been, dude? How you been doing these past couple weeks?
I'm good, man. I'm good. If you know what's crazy is, like, I was talking with Keith about this. Keith is a buddy of ours who might end up being on this podcast.
He's actually was on it one time, but that was
that's right.
It was a weird episode. We had like two other people on there. It was a 4-person podcast, and it was very unmanageable with one microphone. We only had one microphone and 4 people, so just
I think if you would have just handed the microphone back like that one time,
that would have worked a lot better. Honestly, that's a good idea. You should have been there. I don't know why you weren't there.
I was talking with him about this, but it's funny how things like change so fast as we get older, and they just change just like at the drop of a dime. So like with that said, dude, I'm pretty good at the moment. How about you though? How the hell are you?
I've been doing pretty good. I'm hoping I fucking pass this class. Fingers crossed to fucking for school and stuff. It's just yeah. Long story short, it's tough because you don't know what kind of questions to ask. It's not like math, or it's like, how do I do this equation, or I don't get this equation, like English, where you could just be like, do I put the apostrophe here, or what do they mean in this sentence, what's the tone of this paragraph, or whatever. Like it's literally just like, okay, so this is, you plug this into here and you do this, and then here's the coding for this, and any questions?
Yeah,
but it's like, any questions, and you're like,
a whole bunch.
I don't. It's actually the complete opposite. I was like, what questions do I ask?
Yeah,
I don't know what to ask.
I see.
So, and also it doesn't help when the 2 main instructors are old ass men that they talk like this, and literally the whole lecture,
like,
bro.
Clear a cell.
Which I can't put all the blame on my professors.
No, some of it's your fault.
Yeah. Fucking fuck up over here. I'm just yeah. Thanksgiving was good.
Yeah.
It's been good so far. I started Christmas shopping for everybody, which is, I have a lot of people.
Hell yeah.
Go Christmas shopping
Hell
for.
yeah,
It
big
sucks.
Family.
Yes.
Big families now with everybody involved. Yeah.
Yep. Getting bigger and getting bigger.
A good thing.
I know you didn't celebrate it, or really didn't celebrate it at all, but how was your Thanksgiving?
I mean, another day.
How was your
Thanksgiving?
Whatever, your November 26th or whatever.
Yeah, no, I didn't celebrate it just out of respect to all the knowledge that I've learned from the indigenous community, the Native American community. They definitely put a lot of knowledge on me this year, and it like kind of changed how I looked at that. So I probably won't ever celebrate Thanksgiving again. However, a friend of mine, like the week before, had dropped off like some food that she had made, and I guess that was considered Thanksgiving food. But it was like a week, like I didn't eat with anybody or anything. Like,
no, I get it. I could totally see how celebrating that day is offensive to, like, it's pretty much celebrating genocide in a way.
I mean, I look at it like that. It also celebrates like ignorance in the educational department across the U.S. and in Canada, the amount of abuse that not just Native Americans have like endured over the time, but if you just look at the educational system and the abuse that they have put on the Native American community, it's frightening. It's frightening.
If you don't know.
If you don't know, you need to look like into things like that. Yeah. Definitely look into like the Native Americans fight for like for the shutdown pipelines and stuff like that, and you'll be real quick schooled.
Yeah, but
realize how blessed you are in your life for real. For real.
I guess the counter argument though, like, not a counter argument, but I guess like, because I would hope nobody is thankful for all that stuff. It's just more of like, I guess, thanks for, like, families and loved ones and stuff.
No, it should, like, everybody who celebrated, I don't have like a problem with.
No.
I just felt like for my own, like, because like my audience is starting to grow,
Oh, definitely.
And like, I get so much love from that community, like, and they, like I said, they have dropped so much knowledge on me that it, like, even if they didn't intend for that to be the outcome, that knowledge I can't, like, on that day be like, it's like Christopher Columbus Day.
Yeah,
Like,
that they changed it to, what is it, like fucking Freedom Day or something like that?
I don't know, but they needed to get rid of it a long time ago.
They changed it. They changed it to something weird. But yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. Like, it is pretty much a holiday based on some evil shit.
It is, yeah, but like the real thing is, if you did celebrate it, then hopefully you were thankful for the right reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's cool. You had a good one. What are your plans for Christmas?
I'm not too sure because I don't know if you heard, which just like an FYI, this might be, depending on how things goes, we might have to record this differently next time because fucking they might shut stuff down within the next week.
They want to do like a 100-day mandatory mask thing here in California. Then they also want to go into like a curfew and lockdown California statewide. So
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to still come over here, but like they're being hella cautious over here. But my girlfriend told me a crazy ass fact. You know how many people traveled for Thanksgiving holiday in America, at least alone? 100 million people.
Holy shit,
dude! That's like more than 50. Maybe that's like almost 50% of the population.
Nobody giving a fuck about this virus, like, as we pass a blunt. But we've said it repeatedly on this podcast. We are not party goers. We're not kicking it with mass amounts of people.
Yeah, just close friends and family.
Yeah, before he comes over, things are sanitized, cleaned up. It may not look like it, but they are.
And I left a little bit because we went really deep into the COVID talk in the last podcast, but I cut some of it.
Good. But nevertheless, no, yeah. Dude,
my bad. I was just gonna say the only reason I brought that up was because Trinidad was saying some people are like one of the people that use the hand sanitizers and all that stuff, and I am one of those people. So I do take it pretty seriously.
But Abe, also prepare for people are going to be panic shopping right now and in the next coming month. It's already happened.
It's gone already.
It's already happened, yeah. And they're going to do hand sanitizer. People are thinking for Xmas that a lot of ridiculous, like, random things are going to be fucking bought out. I'm like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to stock up on the right stuff.
Bro, I got TP for life. They're called my socks.
You know, I always told, if you run out, just use napkins, and if you don't want to waste napkins,
then put your ass in the bathtub and splash it out, bro. Don't be a bitch.
Do like they did in the 1800s.
Yeah, dude, you get that water, you raise your leg, you just give it though.
So yeah, hopefully it doesn't get too crazy. Hopefully I'm still able to come over. You know what I mean, without like some.
But if not,
consequences.
Then maybe we get to test out a new episode of like a Skype thing.
Yeah.
We never know how that might go. We might even come up with a new idea.
Which hopefully next time, if everything goes right, we get to have the homie Keith on here. So
shout out Big Keith.
Yep. Big Keith, big Fire Wings.
Yeah, Fire Wings fucking make
taste the fire. No, I'm just kidding.
Fire Wings better. Those are better wings than Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not saying that's true for everybody.
They got more unique flavors, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. They got a peanut butter flavor wing. Let that fucking marinate in your ass.
Well, since we're throwing out shout-outs and everything, what about shout-out to your merchandise that you've been getting out here, bro?
Yeah, that's just lit, dude. It's hella dope. I'm sure they can see it on the wall.
I feel like we're like an infomercial or something.
Hey, look.
Hey.
I got it in a gear. This is so dope. Yeah,
I'm never know you're emotional. So I'm just kidding.
I know, right? Now this is I usually would never wear shit like that's like this loud, you know, but I really dig this gear. It's so fucking comfortable, and it hella complements my form, like really well. So
makes your dick look huge.
Yeah, everybody check it out. Verbal Graffiti on Teespring. We won't always be on Teespring.
In the description.
Hell yeah, we won't always be on Teespring, but for the coming end of this year and probably like for the next year or so, I'll stay on Teespring just to kind of keep it with the manufacturer, but eventually we'll switch over to like an independent thing. But for now, hella dope gear. This shit's so good. These sweaters are dope.
I'll cut that out. I'll cut all that out just in case Teespring somehow listens to that and they're like, fuck this guy. I'm just kidding.
I've made them so much money. They take so much money from me, it's ridiculous.
So I guess if we're talking about taking money from companies and sponsors and all that stuff, can we talk about, we were just talking about a second ago, the Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson, and then after that we'll talk more about the Tyson. We'll talk some about Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson, and let me tell you this, Josh. This would be like if we were like in our
exactly, bro.
That's how I feel about the whole situation.
The whole fight's like
that'd be like if you came to like one of my parties when we were like 19, my like house parties, and you knocked out my uncle.
This was like military style, bro. Like, okay. Yeah, nah, dude. That's exactly what that would be like. It's such a disrespect to, like, athletic. It's, you know what it is? Hold on. Just before I even shit on anything, props to Jake.
Not gonna.
Like, that was some athletic form at the end there that was impressive. However, dude, like, I heard a story that Mike Tyson and who did he fight? What's his face?
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Roy
Him
Jones
and Jr. I heard that they made like $1 million apiece from that fight that ended in a draw.
I think it was more. I think they paid, at least Mike Tyson got paid like $10 million.
Well, if they made more, maybe you're right. Maybe it was like over $1 million apiece. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But I heard that Jake Paul and Nate Robinson only made $600 from that fight. And that they got cut into the pay-per-view commission.
So they got some of the commission.
Yeah, they got a good amount. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it would have equaled up. And let's be honest, that fight was pretty like it was like
they both probably got a couple mil.
It was like watching a toddler fight Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So
it was like not a good fight. Dude.
So first off, like I didn't watch the whole fight. I just watched the highlights.
I watched the highlight reel because I fucking don't care about the YouTubers trying to be these fucking dope athletes.
Especially it's the Paul brothers and that other.
Now shout out KSI. He's legit rapper, YouTuber, and that fucking box his head off. Like he's crazy. But the Logan the Jake and Logan, the Paul brothers or whatever.
Whatever.
Those two, they fucking dude. They're oh my god.
Like if they want to box.
Every time I look at them,
don't box like some other person that doesn't. If you want to learn how to box, learn how to box.
Yeah, because one thing about Jake's fight from the highlight reel was he wasn't like in any way like he was impressive athletically. Like I'm not sitting here like anybody can take him.
They both got a good build. They're both athletic. They both
as fuck.
Definitely have skill. Like if I'm not mistaken, they both wrestled. Like they're both pretty good.
I just know that they definitely are athletes, like trying to be musicians. I don't really fuck with the music.
You can't just do the splits like just because. Like remember that's how the fool got hella famous, Logan Paul. Because he would run up and just do the splits in front of random people.
Well, another thing is, like with that said, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Like the fighting thing, to me, is like they're not these like impressive specimens. I mean, they're
specimens. I like that though.
I know what you mean. They're not these impressive specimens, but they are athletes.
Definitely.
But they're just like mimics of things we've seen before. That they're not like. What I'm seeing is a young person going, "Let me try this hat on. Let me try this hat on. Let me try this hat on," and I'm like. That's cool.
And then you see the little brother like, let me do it.
Let me do it. Let me try that hat on. Let me try this other hat on. Like, suddenly we're YouTubers. Now we have podcasts. Now we have music. Now we have boxing. And it's
if I'm not mistaken, I think they have Disney to thank for that. Or at least one of them does.
They have so many things to thank. Those are like from a white guy. That's some white privilege going on in that camp.
Those are the equivalent of what happens when you're privileged and it just stays that way for the rest of your life. Which, I mean, not everybody gets to experience that. And I guess
I'm pretty sure. And not everybody should.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure I'd probably be that fucking douchey if I had that much money at that young of an age. And you know what I mean?
I think if I was that young and had that much money, I'd be a real fucking asshole too. Thinking I was the shit for knocking out an NBA player.
So, yeah, I was going to say, let's get back to this. But I want to just point out, like, from a boxing standpoint, Nate Robinson is more than a decade older than Jake Paul.
I didn't know that.
30,
That's crazy.
He's like I think he's like 35.
Oh well, he's in his prime then. That's a prime age, bro.
For Nate Robinson?
No, I mean for fucking fighting.
If you know how to fight.
Yeah, if you know how to fight.
But Jake Paul's 23.
Clearly didn't.
Jake Paul's 23. And
he's still full of fucking piss and vinegar.
And there was just Nate Robinson. Like, whoever set that fight up, in my opinion, definitely knew what the hell they were doing.
You know what my first impression? Yeah.
they knew, like... They
knew Jake was going to look real good from this fight, and it's funny coincidence that he's calling out Mayweather right before this fight, and that happened.
Oh, Mayweather would
mop the floor. Oh. Can we have that conversation after? Hold on, wait. Let's get into that, because one other thing about the Nate Robinson fight was my first impression right off the bat was when he hit the floor when he got knocked out. I thought it looked like he threw the fight because he was sitting there, and I was like, "The fuck did he just throw the fight?" And I rewatched it, and I was blown away.
He was out cold.
He was out. He slept.
Yeah. Can I throw a little? I'm gonna throw a little bit of facts with Nate Robinson. He's 5'7", so he's definitely very average.
He's an inch shorter than my short ass.
I had to. I didn't want to keep on, like, when I heard the noise, I was gonna stop. But
you're like, keep going.
He won a dunk contest that was pretty much given to him because he was so short.
It'd be like me winning the dunk contest.
He's like the third, or like he's definitely in the top 3 or 5 of the shortest people ever to play in the NBA.
Really?
So when people are like, oh, he knocked out an NBA player.
What's his weight? What was their weight class that they were fighting at?
I didn't look that up. I just looked up the height and everything. But while you look that up, I'm just gonna say there. Nate Robinson, when they say like, oh, they knocked out an NBA athlete, it's more of like, it wasn't an NBA athlete. You know what I mean?
It wasn't an NBA specimen.
Yeah. That's like I could name you like so many NBA players that could definitely get knocked out by a lot of people on the streets. That they're built
so were
physically.
They only fighting at bantamweight? Cruiserweight. They're cruiserweight.
They're weight class.
So they're like, he's probably 180, 190 pounds. He's a little dude.
Oh yeah, he's. I mean, yeah. He's
like Dan's size.
He's very
like literally Dan's size, except Dan outweighs him by like a good fucking chunk of change.
Dan's like as tall as me.
Nah, well, kinda, yeah, but Dan's still. Oh, he is a different weight class. You're right. My bad. Dan's a little heavier.
Well, I'm just saying, like height wise too. Dan's taller.
Work that one out. I never noticed that Dan's taller than me. I guess. I never noticed that. You're right.
Because you're like, I'll knock you out.
Nah, even like that.
Well,
but we know.
Speaking of knockout, can we talk about how scary Mike Tyson still looks, though?
Dude,
that was terrifying, dude.
I can't believe it was a draw.
You know,
people were saying that they were like, it was Mike Tyson all day, and I'm like, I don't know, man. They were throwing dukes.
And then there's points in time where Mike Tyson was like, I was like, oh my god, it's Goku.
Yeah, he was fucking amping up, bro.
I was like, holy shit.
Super Saiyan. He was about to ascend.
Dude, he did. I mean, he pretty much did when he was younger.
Okay, so the thing about the Mike Tyson fight, though, is that I watched a lot of people talk about this, and a lot of people all had the same response, and I did not have this response. A lot of people that do like YouTube stuff were like, it's Mike Tyson, and we knew that Junior and him were going to do great. And it's like, so they moved on to the big thing, the big knockout or whatever, right, by Jake Paul. Yo, you should feel hella blessed that you got to witness a true gladiator fight in your lifetime, because that's what Mike Tyson is.
You know who
He's
didn't?
one of the last gladiators, like, of our time.
You know who didn't get to witness that?
Huh?
Nate Robinson.
Nah, he was asleep, bro. He really could have learned something if he did witness it.
Oh, shit.
That poor little dude.
Oh, man.
Hey, but I like what he said about the fight. He was like, you got to lose. He says something along the lines of, like, you got to lose to get better. And, like, I appreciate that a lot.
Who said that?
Nate.
Oh, yeah. Well, also,
I mean, I don't know if you can get worse.
Also, I don't think Nate Robinson's ever done anything like that in his life, or like at least publicly like that.
Nah, that was a flex that went real bad. Like when what's that fucker's name? Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor,
beast mode fighter. He's a beast, right? Yeah, and he lost the money.
That made him his he's set for life. Dude, he made $100 million and then started his own fucking.
Yeah, he's in fucking Ireland right now with his family. I follow him I used to follow him on Instagram. I don't know if I do anymore, but he would just be working out, busting fucking mad weights, chilling with his family on these weird boat.
That's
things.
one person you don't want to run into, especially in cocaine, because he'll throw a fucking gurney into your bus or whatever.
Yeah, because he's already done it. He's like, I've done this before.
Fucking come out and fight me.
It's all good. Empty.
Party foul. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, Connor was a beast, but it's absolutely absurd that a YouTuber is thinking that. I see what's happening too. Him calling out money.
Everybody wants to fight Floyd because they know it's a big paycheck.
It's not just the paycheck. It's also, dude. It's so clear that that Jake Paul and Logan Paul, the Paul brothers, are they're so used to having everything so much attention on them that even negative publicity or negative attention to them is and it's. I see it with the fighting thing, but clearly Jake is throwing hands like a man.
Dude,
keep it up, right?
I'm not gonna lie. You throw any 23-year-old in the ring.
Yeah, with him,
well, the whole thing with him is I'm not saying he can't fight. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is I want to see somebody with his build around his
23,
skill level.
Yeah, on 23. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I see what you're saying now.
It doesn't have to be 23, 22.
No, just in his
21 to 24, anywhere between
in that energy level.
Just somewhere more on his level than fighting fucking my uncle dude. on fucking on fucking Cinco de Mayo or some shit.
Dude. Well, I guess what I keep wanting to say is it's hell of embarrassing that this YouTuber at amateur showed up in a NBA player to me, and I hear this and
but
I'm
he's
just
not.
No, I know that. I know.
That's what I think a lot of people think too.
It's just it's like a joke. It's kind of like a joke to me because the day that I don't know, dude. Dude,
25-year-old LeBron James got dunked on by a 16-year-old kid.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it happens. It happens. Yeah. And LeBron James paid hella money, so but somebody was filming in the audience. That's my boy.
Yeah, that's what we dunk on that bitch.
And you know what? That got him paid. He made at least maybe $50 million in the NBA before people realized that was just a fluke. That was just an adrenaline fucking 16-year-old fucking
with his nuts in his own face. Ron's what's going on? He's really good. And he's just
he definitely got his dick sucked within the next week or so.
Yeah, after dunking on that bitch, she said, "You dunking on LeBron?"
So what's the deal with old fighters fighting? What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's kind of like what Ice Cube did with the whatchamacallit
Big Three League.
Yes, yeah. And I think that big. Again, it's funny. I don't know much about sports, but the little I do know, I feel like I should bring up because it keeps me up to pace with what everybody's talking about.
Oh, I can tell you so much about the NBA right now. Well, it's been crazy.
So, I mean, me and you were just talking the other day, and I was like, yo, dude, the NBA just said that they're not testing for marijuana next season. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure. Yeah. Because you damn well know LeBron's going to be in halftime.
Yeah.
Fucking smoking weed. But anyways.
LeBlunt,
dude, LeBlundo. Older fighters coming back. So it does kind of feel like Ice Cube's Big Three League, which is also amazing, right?
That's
basketball.
It is. Yeah,
that's basketball. But I'm just saying it's kind of the similar thing to be able to bring back these old fighters and also reline their pockets, but also re-spark that vigor, energy.
That brand. Starts a brand, dude.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
And vinegar,
all those old cats, all those NBA people, all those athletes
really cool.
They're all branding themselves.
Yeah,
dude.
I think it's really cool they do that, but it's also clearly what you just said, which you kind of definitely perfect segue because that was kind of what my next thing was. Is this is clearly a huge cash grab in some way for whatever company. So I don't know who really pocketed all the money from the fight, but it definitely was it's very weird that all of a sudden they ended up deciding oh, we have the money to help pay these fighters, because the way that I heard it was one day Mike Tyson got a call and they were like, "Would you take like $10 million to fight so and so?" And he was like,
"No, I'm not gonna fight." Wait, did you say $10 million?
Yeah, dude, fucking spot on.
Because there was another fight like a year or two ago with Chuck Liddell and that other dude.
Yeah.
And then fucking he just looked like a fucking shell of himself.
I know, dude. And I think it's cool as fuck that like we get to see that in our time. Tyson fight, man. That's like I said, he to me is a gladiator.
With boxing, it's different too, because boxing you could condition yourself, and it's not like with MMA. It's like
so much more like
like once you're down, you're down. Like there's no protect. Like with boxing, it's like you can grab, you can clench, you can
like
push people, kind of push away.
But there's never a kick in the head ever. So you're right.
Did you watch the whole fight with the Mike Tyson?
No, just highlight reels. The same thing. Yeah, I seen the highlight things, and then they were like a draw, and I was like, wow.
I don't know what Mike Tyson was training though, but there was literally one point where he was like, it looked like he was about to kick somebody, and I was like, could you imagine Mike Tyson kicking somebody?
What would have been better is if that fool like was like, huh, and you were like, is he gonna go into Super Saiyan? And he was like, did that fool zero?
You know what's hilarious is one of the commentators, I like how you brought that up, because one of the commentators was Snoop Dogg, and then there was one where they clenched, and Snoop Dogg was like, "Oh no, we better hope Mike better not have like flashbacks or something."
That's so funny.
Yeah, fucking Snoop was awesome on that. He hella brought up like. He was like, "This is the uncles fight. The uncles are fighting and shit at the barbecue." And then he's like, "Nobody can break this up besides Grandma. Like only Grandma can break this fight up."
But she's too high. That's so funny, dude. Oh my god, I gotta watch that whole thing because
it's only like 20. It's less than a half hour. It's less than 30 minutes.
I'll definitely check it out. They anyways, I don't know, man. I'm not really, like I said. Jake Paul he made a song called "Fresh Out of London," and I was like,
geez,
okay,
any song that he makes, I'm sorry.
I was like, when I heard the "Fresh Out of London" thing, I was like, okay, everybody said this, you didn't write this. This isn't your song, not. And he didn't write it, and the song did well or whatever, right? And like, then I just started seeing like all this attention on him, and I'm not impressed. Like, not yet. That knockout was dope. But it's only dope because the internet age we live in now, anything caught on film can be turned into HD, into slow motion, into a highlight reel.
Also, I think when people think of, and like a lot of those people who watched it are casuals. One, they don't know anything about basketball. They don't know anything about boxing.
Yeah. And
all they know is Jake Paul. And like all they know is it's Jake Paul and Nate Robinson, and one of them is an NBA player.
You're right. Yeah,
so right.
Whose name is drawing real attention?
And then I was like, when I thought about it, I was like, whoever like this like put this fight together knew, like NBA player.
You hit that nail on the head.
An NBA player that versus a rich white boy.
You're right. No, you're right. It's such good marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can be fucking marketed hella well.
How can you not? Especially with everything going on now. Like,
oh my god, you're right though. That's so scary.
I watched that and I was like, this was literally.
So to be honest, like I said, cool like little shot to see on camera, right? Him get that knockout, but I'll say it. I'm just like not impressed, like with the whole like his image, his little flashiness, his whole assholeness,
both
his
of
whole
them.
Like I don't like the idea that they think
the older one got a little humbled by the Suicide Force thing.
Yeah,
but he's still,
he's still a prick.
But hey, if you want to come on my podcast, motherfucker.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Private jet, fucking COVID free. No,
he would. He'd fucking bring that jet right into the yard and be like, take everything out.
A helicopter and shit, and just fucking, they just lower. He doesn't even land. He lowers a fucking ladder.
Nah, he wouldn't even lower a ladder. He would just superhero landing.
No, he doesn't come down fucking superhero.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's me. Call the doctor.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Fucking dick. Worry about it.
Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. What's your whole? I know we did talk about it a little bit, but I want to go a little more in depth.
So Dragon Ball Z was like, it was. Okay, so are we just including like an overall thing about even the like fillers?
Yes. So yeah.
Okay, so overall, like just a quick summary, so I don't talk too long. Yo, Dragon Ball Z was insane. Like that series, start to finish, it's hard to. That's the one show that I think about, and I'm like, there are no seasons, there are sagas, and that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's so unique. Dragon Ball Super similar, except they kind of flipped it, and it's seasons. It definitely feels more like a season to me, you know. But it's because it's newer. Like I'll always like pay attention to Dragon Ball Z now because now like I got the like basic story and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
It's pretty good. You know why we liked it as kids, right?
Oh, I get it. No, I get it 100%. I'm jealous I didn't have it as a kid because seeing that like the amazing in Dragon Ball Z at least, seeing a lot of the. I don't know if the whole thing was shot this way. I imagine it because it was made in the 90s. It was, but a lot of it looked really hand drawn, and a lot of the artwork is super nice. I mean, you've talked about the artwork in Super,
Super is way.
And Super in the beginning, it's shitty.
Yes.
But at the end, all of a sudden, you pointed it out to me before I'd even watched it. You were like, "Watch the quality change."
Yeah.
Before what was it? The world.
A lot of people realized that.
The tournament.
Yeah. No, it was right when Goku and Vegeta started fighting Jiren.
Yeah, but it's the Tournament of Power.
Exactly.
And they fucking, they're, oh my god, dude, that all of a sudden the animation gets insane again. And you're like, please come back for another season because it ends in such a good way. And like, oh my god, and like, spoiler alert real quick, but like, getting to see Goku and Vegeta, like, basically show that Saiyans are natural gods, like they're an actual god species, is like, to me it's super cool of an aspect of humanity. It's an aspect of we all want humanity to be so powerful or whatever. So overall, dude, hooked on that series, bro. I want to start playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Fighters. We can play Fighters.
Don't play with me,
dude. Dude. I've literally been getting really good at that game lately. Like I've been actually like paying attention. And
all right, everybody, we're gonna secret train on Twitch to beat Ben.
I'm actually at the mid rank.
Cole Cannon versus Ben.
I'm actually at the mid rank level. Super Saiyan God. It's not impressive at all.
That's all right, dude. Well, I'm always God mode.
I'm top 300 in one of an Android 18 player.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I'll talk shit later. I'll talk shit.
I didn't even know until I was playing. I watched
Can we talk on mics when we do that or no?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, well,
I'm pretty
do it
sure.
Over the party.
We could do it over party. We could do it on the mics too on that game. I didn't want to ruin this for you, but Toriyama made it canon. The guy who created Dragon Ball Z, that not every Saiyan can be turned into a god. Obviously,
that makes it that it doesn't ruin it for me.
Not every Saiyan can go Super Saiyan.
Okay, well that doesn't ruin it for me. That makes me feel hella good because my favorite character.
Ruin it for me.
It doesn't ruin it for me because for three things, right? Well, I guess two. Goku and Vegeta to me are like when I see that whole like character race in that story, you know, like I see those two and it's like those two's will is what made them get there, and it's something that relatable to humans, right?
Yeah.
But my other thing is during the Tournament of Power when Vegeta taught that random Saiyan
Kaba.
from Universe 6,
he was
right?
sick, dude.
And he fucking taught him how to go Super Saiyan.
He's literally Vegeta of Universe 6.
Dude, yeah, he taught him how to go Super Saiyan. Like, but my point is that you're like, well, he confirmed not everybody can do that, but it kind of seems like whenever they do that, they can teach any Saiyan to do it.
Honestly,
you see what I'm saying? Like, once the Super Saiyan achieves ascending, I think they can teach any other Saiyan to ascend. Depending on, I mean, that's,
no. I get what you're saying. I'm the whole thing. It's just, I wish that was true, but I mean,
doesn't seem that way.
from what he said, and it's just like at that point though, like we probably shouldn't take everything. This is an old man who literally forgot fucking 20 years ago.
I like
he
that.
He literally forgot 20 years ago. He forgot what Super Saiyan 3 was and thought Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, dude.
When he was making the Buu saga.
Dude, no. So, don't even get me started because during that saga with Gohan, so confusing about his power level because I was like, that was my only complaint.
He's ascended, and you're like, what? Didn't Vegeta and Goku were like, you can ascend?
Yeah, and they're like looking at him like, how is he so powerful? I'm like, you guys are at the same level. What the fuck?
So, okay. I'm gonna address two things real quick. I'm gonna say the first thing was earlier. I'm glad you brought up Kaba because he was literally one of my favorite characters, and he doesn't get brought up enough. Kaba, I want him to be in Dragon Ball Z Fighters really bad, and I really hope he's one of the new dudes. Oh, he's not already in that? No. He has leg kicks, like beam kicks. Yeah. So that's pretty sick. And I also like the fact that that's how, because Vegeta is one of my personal favorite characters, and he always gets shafted because Goku is the fucking main
he's
character.
The star child. He's the poster child.
So he's always going to get the fucking win. But I love the fact that Kaba was the Vegeta of... Yeah. Like that's how Vegeta would have been. Okay, so he was coddled the rest of his life.
I have one moment in mind. You have to help me remind me about Vegeta and what's his name from the 6th universe?
Kaba.
What is it?
Kaba,
the little kid, right?
Yeah,
I love that relationship. So it's about Kaba and Vegeta. What's one thing when they make a new season that you can't wait to see the follow up for? I already have one thing in mind. If you can't think of something offhand, do you want me to spout mine?
Well, I already know what the next season is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I just read the whole thing manga.
Oh, so So one thing I want to see, and maybe you can help me because you're not going to ruin anything for me. So like you'll ruin. I mean, ruin it.
They just finished it though.
Well, no, what I mean is, tell me you're not. I'm still gonna want to watch it. Like you're not gonna. Oh, like even if you tell me, I want to know. Like so, tell me. So one thing I've been dying to know was exactly like you said, Kaba and Vegeta, right? There was a little bit of a moment there between them that felt really similar to when Trunks and Vegeta were really starting to connect from future Vegeta. Yeah, future Trunks. Yeah. Future Trunks. And so, in the next season... I love it, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, dude. In the next season... You know the fucking
lingo now.
Yeah, like, I get it now. Like, I watched that shit. I watched all them bitches. Super and... all the episodes... Well, not Super. I skipped some of the fillers on purpose because, like, some of the Super fillers were fucking retarded. But,
yes.
They seriously were. Like, I was blown away by when they started. I'd be like, oh, my God, this has nothing to do with what's going on in the actual story arc. But, So one thing that they visit in the next season, please tell me that we get to see Vegeta meet the king of planet. What's Planet Vegeta called in the 6th universe of Kaba's planet? It's not called Planet Vegeta. It's called the name of his father. I mean, the name of the king. But Kaba tells Vegeta at one point in that story, in the Tournament of Power, he's like, I think I would like you to come to my planet Vegeta, but it's not called Planet Vegeta. He says the other name, and he goes, because the king of that planet reminds me a lot of you. And I'm thinking that Vegeta, that father, is, that king of the other planet Vegeta, not Planet Vegeta, it's something else on planet on
I don't know what the planet's called. My bad. I know.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
My bad. You were trying to ask that for a second.
Yeah, so whatever that planet's called, Kaba literally told him, he was like, "You remind me so much of the king, yada yada yada, of my planet."
Yeah.
But one, you said that basically Kaba is like the Vegeta of the 6th universe.
Pretty much.
But my question is, what if the king of his universe is Vegeta's doppelganger?
This next arc has nothing to do with any of the other universes.
What's it about? Dude, you're gonna go ahead and...
So you remember when Buu killed all the Supreme Kais?
Yeah.
Like the North or the
Kid Buu?
Yeah, Buu. Remember, and then that's how he became Super Buu because he absorbed one of the Kais.
Yeah, and he went to.
But he absorbed the Fat Kai, right? So that Fat Kai.
Yeah, he reset the whole process and he went backwards.
That Fat Kai and Kid Buu are. So the Fat Kai fought the next villain, and sealed him away.
Yeah.
And then they were able to contain that.
With one of the Kais. Two of the Kais were there. That big fat Kai was there.
Yeah, remember the big fat dude with the mohawk?
Yeah, and he gets absorbed in the
that's how he became all tame, fucking tame fat dude. He's like, I want chocolate.
Chocolate. I love it, bro. But Boo is so beast, dude. I love him as a good guy.
Favorite characters. Yeah.
I love him as a good guy, dude. He's such a good character. I told you this when I was watching it. Remember, I was like, him and Satan's relationship is like one of my favorite things because I hated what's his name?
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan. I was gonna call him Dr. Satan.
Hercule.
Hercule. Thank you,
Americans.
Hercule. Yeah, but Mr. Satan, I fucking could not stand that character when he first came on in Dragon Ball Z, I think, right? And dude, as soon as Boo Saga started, I was like, I like him all of a sudden. That was my only time. And then him as a grandpa, I was like, this character is super cool. I actually like him.
I want to go back to something you were saying earlier with Gohan and Super Saiyan 2, the ascendant thing.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was they could ascend, but the speed, like they could get stronger, but they couldn't. The strength couldn't match the speed. Gohan was able.
Oh no! Well, yeah, that was like.
Gohan was able to match. Was able to ascend without sacrificing anything.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That was the big deal.
Yeah.
I remember them bringing that up because that's right. Because Goku and Vegeta learned of that state that looked a lot like that's right. Goku and Vegeta, when in training, learned how to ascend into that state that was super buff that looked just like their ancestors. Saiyans. Remember, because they look like
the
like
Ozaru. The Ozaru when they turn to monkeys.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about when they
no, when they're hella buff.
Like when Vegeta fights Imperfect Cell, the second form.
Yes. And remember he goes hella buff and
he's like beating
Goku,
the crap out of him.
Yeah, and they go into
and then Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber.
The hyperbolic time chamber. Thank you. You knew exactly what I was gonna say. And he picks it up and he's training with fucking Gohan and he's like, the thing about this state is I lose a significant amount of my speed.
Yeah.
But what I love is if you remember the earlier episodes of Dragon Ball Z, there were flashbacks. There were only a few, but I really wish they would do more.
When they showed Gohan to go Super Saiyan 2?
No. They were flashbacks. Vegeta was talking about what planet Vegeta used to be. And and it looked like what because there were the two races of Saiyans.
Yeah.
And the ones that...
It was the Tuffles and the fucking...
That's right. Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, I don't. But
if you watch GT, which I recommend watching GT, even though it's not canon, and even though it's like one of the, I don't know why people hate it. It's not bad, I guess. The first 50 episodes.
I wanted to watch
the first 50
I read it just didn't follow that line of Super and Z and Dragon Ball. So I
would definitely recommend watching it so that way when Super goes further, you can have a
little bit more backstories.
Because GT did introduce Super Saiyan 4, which is still today probably one of the best transformations of.
I want to watch it now. Yeah, I want to watch it. Yeah, oh man, it's hard because I could go on for a while about Dragon Ball Z.
Let's do it. Let's make a whole segment. Let's make
Well, for me, you said something one time. You were like, Super. The only thing is, it ends. You said this. It ends anticlimactic in a way. And when I watched it, I was so satisfied with the end of Super's season. I was like, I can't wait for the next one because
Did you not see what was you didn't see 17?
What do you mean?
Winning or making the wish?
Yeah, 17. I seen all that.
I'm saying did you not see that coming?
Oh no, I seen all that shit coming. Yeah. So as far as your what is that predictable? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a tad bit. It was a tad bit. Predictable.
I honestly do have to go back and watch it because last time I watched all that stuff is on the day it came out with Will and we're drinking.
Oh yeah.
So you're we all know how Will is.
Yeah. He likes to talk.
I will say most of that tournament, in my opinion, was good. I hated kind of the bullshit scenes with Tien.
No, the tournament, dude. The tournament of power.
So dumb.
The tournament of power. What I wish they would have done was cut out all the characters you just named from that tournament, and they just fucking made like the actual tournament we wanted to watch for like 8 episodes, not 30.
Yeah,
that shit was so annoying.
What I hated though is when they
I just wanted to see Goku go Ultra Instinct and perfect it, and he fucking every time like they teased it, then they teased it, and then at the end he finally got close, and they were and what's his name, Wise.
Jiren?
No,
Beerus?
Angel.
Or
Beerus' Angel. Whis was like, it's still not perfected or some shit like that.
What I hated about that though is like even Whis says is like he's like, oh, you could, at least in the Japanese dub that I read was like, oh, when he goes you can only go, like they take so much out of you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
You want to take a break for a second?
Yeah,
let's take a break.
So, we're talking about DBZ, and then we're talking about Gohan.
Yeah.
So, I for the next arc, I think, which by the way, you should definitely watch GT, especially. For the next arc, definitely gonna want to watch fucking.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. Was what we think the next arc is gonna be because you read it. So what's the next arc going to be? You were saying it was going to be Kid Buu. I mean, not Kid Buu. Fat Buu and that Kai is what we left off on.
Yeah. So fucking...
You remember?
Those dudes, a little bit. Those dudes are going to end up being...
like more in the story.
More important role, yeah.
Do you think we're going to get a lot of seasons? I mean, a lot of new sagas of Super? Or are we just going to look at this last one and then that's going to be it probably?
They might get a couple more. It depends on Toyotaro, which is Toriyama's underling, which is pretty much his like.
I see.
Once Toriyama's done, it's gonna be like it's gonna be his story. Yeah. So,
his
you definitely have to
Padawan.
watch. Yeah, exactly. You definitely have to watch the Broly movie, especially for it to be canon.
Oh, really?
Because that movie is canon. It's like one of the only canon.
You're talking about the original Broly movie or the second one?
The newer
I feel like I watched it, but I should rewatch it after watching Super.
It's beautiful animation, except when Goku or Gogeta does this Kamehameha. His eyes are hella big, and he kind of looks like Tarzan from Disney.
Yeah, dude, fucking... I love the fusions between Goku and...
Vegeta.
Yeah, they killed... That shit was so dope. They were such a powerful character, but they always burned himself out.
Yeah.
He always burned himself out too quick.
Isn't that funny though? The fusion that's supposed to be permanent always burns them. They always just unfuse hella quick.
Yeah, dude. No, because come to find out, it's only permanent between Kais.
Yeah, that's the explanation you get now. But like when you have arguments for like 15 years and then all of a sudden it's
now
like,
there's a solution.
Well, just so you know,
in the English version, I see what you're saying.
Well, not the English version, but because they said in the Japanese version too. But it's just kind of like, well, just now, like, here's the explanation for people who ask you this
like,
question.
Well, we already fought these wars for years.
We thought we had the answers because they had the barrier and they were in Boo's body, and it just the physics rules didn't work.
Yo, at first I had to go back because of that, because I was like, how did they unfuse? And then you find out in that prequel to what you're talking about. Just imagine. But that shit when they're in the body, that's some of like the best, like my favorite animation part of that series, because it's like so creepy.
Yeah, the worms and all
of it. Him like floating in and out of the walls of himself.
Oh, remember that was pretty sick, yeah.
Dude, that animation, and like you really get to see Boo at his like best, where he was controlling.
He's like, don't take that out, don't take that away. That won't be me anymore.
Yeah, he takes away Fat Boo. Mm-hmm. He takes away Majin Buu, and fucking.
But Josh, just imagine, like, seeing that in like 5th grade, and then not learning what the true explanation is until you're like 24. Just take that. That's more than that second time.
Dude, name Ben.
Yeah, man. So overall, it's a good message for DBZ on your part.
100%. I know people probably already watching this have already heard this, but if you have not watched Dragon Ball Z yet, I highly recommend watching Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Now, If you want to go hard, you can watch Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball Super. That's the order. It took me forever to find out. Trust me, I looked up for days that order, and I was like, "What do I start with?" And then I realized
I could have told you that, bro.
Well, I know, but the only way I learn is if I learn, like I'm on my own. And when I realized that what Dragon Ball was, I was like, oh, I basically know all that already. I basically know all of that already, so I was like, because of kicking it with you guys and like seeing a little bit of the games and whatnot.
True.
And then I was glad that I didn't watch it because Dragon Ball Z does a lot of recaps of Dragon Ball. Yeah. Like there are a lot of like flashbacks of when Goku was a kid in Dragon Ball Z. So
yeah,
I definitely highly recommend it. At least if you don't want to watch all three, watch Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super one after another, and you'll fucking be like, oh yeah, binge worthy.
Fucking yeah, dude. I remember watching some of Dragon Ball, but I never finished it.
It was super like, I had seen some things on YouTube I was watching, and I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch this because my favorite stuff is like, I don't like the childish elements of Dragon Ball all the time, Dragon Ball Z all the time.
Okay, then you might not like GT then, because that's kind of like the first like 30, 40 episodes.
Well, and that may be true. But in my defense, I did watch like 30 to 40 episodes per fucking saga of Dragon Ball Z. There was just fillers, yeah. And then Super made that same mistake, and I was not having it that time.
They had like the worst filler of all time on Super, in my opinion, was the when they went to the planet and Vegeta had to suck on the fucking binky or whatever, the fucking bone.
Bro, and then fucking Goku lost his mind and was like, "You were sucking on a binky," and I was just like, who the fuck wrote this? Like, who decided that this animation was going to be this? They
just wanted to throw into how much stronger Super Saiyan Blue was than Super Saiyan 3.
Yes.
Because fucking Gotenks going to do anything to the clone Vegeta or whatever.
I know that stupid fucking anti-Binky.
What'd you think of the, shit. What'd you think of the Future Trunks saga?
The Future Trunks saga. Are you talking about in the perspective of his storyline with Goku Black?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, are you talking about like flashback? But no, I know what you mean now.
The whole saga.
No, yeah, like his saga. Yo, Goku Black. Okay, I have kind of a problem, and then I kind of have a thing that I really like.
All right.
So maybe I should say my problem first and then go with what I really like. My problem really quick is in most TV shows that are sci-fi based, I hate when cloning comes into aspect because it's so fucking overdone in sci-fi cartoons, movies, any of it, right? Okay, that's just like a dumb little quarrel that if you look past, all of a sudden you get this really intense story arc where all of a sudden Goku is not like the beast of the franchise.
He's not the...
Yeah, and like who was it? It was Gogeta with their fusion. Is it Gogeta?
Or it's
or
Vegito.
Vegito
with the Potara rings.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, that was like, dude, I lost my shit when that part came on. Like, I wish I would have filmed my reaction to that part. Because I jumped up and I was like, finally! And like, because I had been cheating a little bit. I had been reading about all the fusions and all the potential fusions, and I was like, oh, so there's a lot of them, and some of them are jokes,
like the Tien and Yamcha or whatever. Yeah,
and like Krillin and Piccolo, and like. People had just done like a bunch of them, and I was reading about them. But
you gotta watch out because there's a lot of fan stuff.
Yeah, but
I
knew
30 years of fan stuff on the internet. I knew that
there were two versions of fused Goku and Vegeta, though. I knew that there's Vegito and Gogeta, right? But I know Vegito's stronger. Vegito's stronger because of the rings, right? The earrings.
So they say.
Because the dance only lasts 30 minutes, anyways. Yeah. And remember in that fight with Goku Black, they burned themselves out
when both of them are fighting against.
Yeah, and they did the.
Goku kicks him when there's like the super Kamehameha and like kills.
Yeah.
What I love though was fuse Zamasu, Goku Black and Zamasu. That's the only.
When the two Oh, dude, that shit was so crazy. But then they fucked themselves.
Yeah,
you're talking about when they fucked themselves.
When Goku does a super like all his the super Kaioken Kamehameha
with Kaioken,
and then he kills the other Zamasu, the mortal Zamasu.
Yeah,
Goku
that's
Black,
right. Because only half of him was
and
immortal.
That's when he was like,
yeah, he's like, what's happening?
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, dude. It was such a good part of that fucking series, dude. Dude, my thing was, you had been telling me about Goku Black, and I was like, when is this gonna fucking happen? I've been watching so many fucking episodes, and then when it did happen and it ended, I was like, oh, I gotta start Super now, man. Like, I was so stoked.
To be fair, because I literally, like, I'm such a fan, I watch that shit on websites like that air, like when it's airing in Japan, I'm watching it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay, Ben, okay, I'm a fan, like, my homies like the show, and, like, I've always liked certain things about it, so I watched it so I could have conversations like these with my friend, right? Ben's a fan, like, yo, he ain't watching this shit in English, and sometimes he reads it. No. It's a different level, you know?
Like, I literally watch the Japanese version, and then just wait, like, the next, like, day or whatever, and then watch the English dub.
Yeah.
So, or the English sub. But the build up to Goku Black was pretty fucking, it was awesome because it was just, all the thoughts was like, is this is this a Goku from a different universe and all that?
So
the time ring was a little weird.
The time ring thing was super confusing because until
it kind of felt like a scapegoat.
Yeah, in the end, like, they didn't.
That's another.
Yeah,
thing,
that was so fucking so sloppily put together, the time ring thing. Now that you say that, I didn't even think about that until you just said that.
I think people forget about that because the
whole thing. Because remember
Trunks.
remember Goku goes with Beerus
to fight Zamasu in their timeline.
Yeah, but they don't go to fight him. They go to check to see if he has the time ring, and it's there.
Yeah.
So that whole part, like, I see exactly what you're saying. I didn't even think about that. That was so confusing because up until that point, until you seen the ring in the box, everybody was correct that what's his name?
Dude,
was the bad guy.
Yeah,
he was
and
the bad guy.
And then Beerus did the Hakai or whatever and, like, deleted him from the...
Yeah, or he thought he did. Yeah.
No, so... I'm sorry, dude. Like, he erased him, and upon doing that, created a butterfly effect.
Oh, no. I remember now. You're right. I'm sorry. You're 100% right. I forgot about that. Because it's the same thing that Trunks did.
It's
the
same
thing that Trunks did.
Yeah, because from him going into the future,
it became a new timeline. Yeah, it became a new time. It's not a different universe.
But the way they executed it on the super level was, like you said, it was sloppy because the way they ended
that whole thing,
spoilers, the way they ended it, fucking, there's 2 Trunkses and 2 Mai's or whatever, like the girl that he got.
Yeah.
So technically, Trunks went to a timeline where everything was
so
okay.
There's one where Bulma totally fucks Trunks.
Probably.
No, I'm just kidding.
She's like, you're not from my time.
That's what all the Dragon Ball weirdos are thinking.
She's like probably one of the horniest anime characters.
I know, because she even hits on her son in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I mean, nobody else has purple hair in that universe.
Yep. They only took that one thing.
But
incest. No, I'm just kidding.
Fucking Superman though. That's good.
No, that whole. I don't know. Goku Black, that series I really, really liked, but that was probably one of the times where I really wish I would have skipped episodes, was because of, again, I don't mean to blame fillers, because sometimes fillers were really good, but a lot of times.
But then,
yeah, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, but then Trunks gets like Super Saiyan half God, half blue or whatever, so he has like God power or some shit.
I know, and like, I'll be honest with you, I got burnt out on Gohan and Trunks saving the day in Dragon Ball Z. Like, Gohan saving the day in Dragon Ball Z, because it happened. This was people's complaint about from what I read, complained about Dragon Ball Kakarot, the game.
Yeah,
they were like, "Oh, it's so much about Gohan," and it's like, have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah,
a lot of that series is about Gohan, like Piccolo and Gohan training, and that's the most epic thing. But by the time I got to him finally like ascending or whatever, I was like, okay, let's move on. And you can tell that you've educated me already. You were like, it was so obvious to the audience and the creators that was they needed to shift the direction.
Yeah,
and they definitely shifted the direction based on audience.
When Gohan killed Cell, that was supposed to be the ender, pretty much. Like that was supposed to be the end. Of
and
Dragon
you
Ball
told me
Z.
that, and I was like, I could feel it. Like it felt like, Goku died. He sacrificed himself to teleport Cell, and it didn't work. And Cell is like immortal, apparently.
Cell had that little scapegoat. He had like the
little, cells that would
little core.
Yeah, they would always replicate. They would always make a backup copy.
If you had to destroy the core to kill Cell.
Yeah, so. And they did with that Kamehameha.
Father son Kamehameha incest.
Which it's funny because you know what that scene always reminds me of after I watched it. But like I watched everything all by myself and shit. I have a flashback of being at your house. Me, you, and Will, and maybe Cameron are on the couch, and we're playing one of the Dragon Ball games. And I ask you guys why all of a sudden when he's doing a Kamehameha does Goku appear behind him, and you're like, it's so much to explain, and now I get it. Yeah, like I'm like, oh yeah, it's like you have to watch. I'm so glad that I didn't.
He sacrifices himself, but he's dead, but he's still alive in a way. But he's able to.
Yeah, but he's able to. Dude, Goku. See, that's the thing is that's why that would have been the perfect ender, because it would have avoided everybody being like, well, Goku's the poster child and Vegeta gets kind of shit on. If they would have ended it, that he does, and I brought that up. Remember, I brought that up after watching Super. I was like, what the fuck? Because Vegeta started to become my favorite character because he was. Like, he started protecting Bulma, and, like, he cared about...
Bulma!
Yeah, that shit was Garbo. But, he, like...
In the movie, it was better.
Yeah, I just
really... And then Master Roshi was like, oh, my God, he's stronger than fucking Goku.
That's the whole series, bro. That whole entire fucking franchise, bro. Roshi is, like a pervert, bro. Like, straight up putting his face in titties. There's one scene when, like, Bulma's bending over and he shoves his face up her ass. Like, I'm like, dude, and he, like, literally the scene is like, and she,
it really is
so
like we're laughing, but that's so true.
It's so true. Like, he sniffs her asshole. Like, face.
He loves these panties. He's like, oh,
and it makes you like Roshi so much. But, like, like I said, back to what the question you asked. What I thought about the Goku Black series in general was it was pretty good, but I just once Super was over, I really just was like, okay, what's next? Like, how are you guys gonna do this again? Because there's no way this is over because your predecessor, I think that's the right word, the Dragon Ball Z was pretty fucking epic. Yeah. You can't just be like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, I don't want to see any more scenes of Goku having and being forced to work by fucking Chi-Chi.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sick of those fucking scenes where he's like, but Chi-Chi says I have to. Yeah. And all of a sudden he destroys an entire crop. Yeah, he like Kamehamehas a fucking hole through the earth.
Yeah, dude.
Like, every single time. Somehow, bro. I mean, like, it's amazing that their Earth is even still existing, considering Piccolo had no problem destroying the Earth with, like, one little finger.
I know, right? Special beam cannon!
Yeah, dude, that shit was so epic, though, when it happened. Oh, I literally was like, my first thought was, how are they going to fix this? And then that projection happened from their space. Oh, man, that's why that series is so lit. There's so many little things that happen here that you get hooked on. Like little cool things that like are fun to like nerd out about. Yeah. You know?
Definitely, man. Yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z, dude. It's one of those things I'm just always gonna...
Yeah, and Chi-Chi and the girls... Chi-Chi's fighting ability is beast, by the way. I had seen the episode where she fights, and I was like, they really could have done more with her to make her a cunt.
Apparently, in one of the Garlic Jr. movies, they made it seem like she could use the Kaioken.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Goku taught her how to use the Kaioken.
Well, that makes sense. That's his boo thing.
She's like,
no, more like this. And Goku's
that's
like,
the only way you can get up, Chi-Chi.
it is, dude. He's like, you know how I train hella intense? Jerking off's the same way. If it's not a vigorous blowjob.
If you saw Super, they say they
don't get me started because you made that joke before I seen the thing about Vegeta and Goku, and they were like, "Kiss her, aren't you gonna kiss her goodbye?" or whatever Vegeta said, and he was like,
"What's
ew,
a kiss?"
Yeah, what's that or whatever, and he goes, "Wait, how'd you make Gohan?" And he's like, "Well, we like that whole scene,
stupid.
That whole scene. You were right. It's so fucking dumb." I was like,
then Dragon Ball Z, they like Goku's hella smart, like he's like this fucking cool ass, like super
dude, and and he's wise, and then he loses all of that wisdom, and it's not even in the show. 18 years have not passed in the show like they have in our time.
Yeah.
So it's super confusing for most like people. It was for me, and like with that said, like oh my god, it drives me crazy his stupidity in that series. It's like they literally were like, what do new audiences like? They like laughing at a Three Stooges type of moron, and like there's.
What do you think of Arale, bro?
Of who?
Arale, the little robot girl.
The little robot girl.
In one of the fillers.
That's on the Tournament of Power.
Mm-mm.
No, which one is it?
It's when Vegeta fights her, and he's like, "It's like I'm fighting a comic." It was like.
So she's a. It
was right
android.
before. I think it was right before either Goku Black or the Tournament of Power. One of those ones.
Oh, I probably definitely skipped it then because I was super stoked about watching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if it was before the Tournament of Power or Goku Black in either case, both of those I would have been like, I want to watch these more. Because, dude, like I said, Dragon Ball Z, dude, I watched every episode, and at the end I was like, why the fuck did I watch the episodes that made no sense, that were just clearly like, there are so many of them. But Super, it was so much easier for me to actually like point those out.
It's a little better like this, so I can be like my back.
Yeah. I told you to put that thing behind you. Fucking it helps. He's like, it doesn't help.
I'm almost 30.
Yeah, he's like, I'm too tall for this.
Yeah, dude, Super. Dragon Ball Z in general is just one of those things that's fucking awesome, but that thing I was talking about though, that was his Toriyama's original
first comic.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. That makes more sense than what I thought
baby.
it was. That was his baby.
Yeah.
Didn't do so well until Dragon Ball came along.
You know what's funny is the Dragon Warrior games.
Oh yeah.
The RPG games and stuff.
Yeah.
The new one just dropped, which by the way, if you have Game Pass, you can download it for free.
The Dragon Age one?
Not. That's EA. It's Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior.
It's the RPG type game.
Okay, I'll check it out.
The character design is by Akira Toriyama, which is the dude who made Dragon Ball, and he's been doing those designs since day one.
So that's one of his games?
He's the art designer. He just designed
the
dope,
models. Though. I want to check that out.
You ever heard of Chrono Trigger?
I have heard of that. Yeah.
He also was one of the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah,
I need to pay better attention to my creators that I enjoy.
Well, just look them up. Only reason I know is because I love Dragon Ball Z and those games.
Yeah,
I love those games. I love those games, and I just kind of correlated. I was like, oh shit, that looks like Goku, or like.
That's so dope, dude. I didn't know that. I'll check it out. Thank you. I appreciate you putting me on the game.
Well, speaking of Game Pass and everything, how are you liking the new EA Pass that's been added onto Game Pass?
I haven't taken good enough advantage of it other than playing Battlefield 5, which...
To be fair, though, a lot of those games were older games.
Yeah. And, like, I don't mind that so much. I just haven't taken advantage of it enough. Like, I started to download, like, Sims and, like, Skate 3, I think.
You beat Battlefront 2?
I didn't beat it. No, I stopped because I got pissed off because
I thought you beat it.
No, I was at the end, and then so when you beat the story mode, it unlocks another story mode, like a prologue or some shit, and so you get like a good amount of story mode in Battlefront 2, but when I heard about the battle points or whatever they're called for unlocking the Jedi and Sith, I got super irritated because it was like, that's not how Battlefront 2 was. Yeah. The original Battlefront 2, you could just play certain maps and you would unlock a Jedi or a Sith based on
your skill level.
Yeah, or a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
you would get Boba Fett or Jango Fett. Jango Fett or whatever sometimes. But like, that hella bugged me. So I uninstalled it kind of out of a rage moment, but also because I wanted to play Battlefield. And then
it's made by the same people, so
yeah, it's whatever. But I just like the war game aspect.
Yeah.
But I haven't really. I feel bad because I haven't really like utilized the EA add-on like I want to, because there are good games. I got Sims, but Sims is another game that has been a money-hungry fucking company.
Yes, like when you look at the add-ons,
it is ridiculous. There's like 30 or 40 of them.
And
you
all
can be
of them
Jedi,
are like
zombies, Walking Dead,
dogs.
Dogs.
There's literally ones where it's little
all
houses.
this shit used to be included in the game.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember too, they also had a bunch of those fucking. You had to buy extra.
The expansion CDs.
Yeah, they've
always been money hungry whores.
Yeah, those fuckers. But they know how to do it though.
They do, because those are cool expansions,
and people buy it.
I know. I seen that they made Star Wars for Sims 4, and I was like, you motherfucker! I would so get down.
You hear about the cloud gaming
on next gen?
That's pretty crazy, though, right?
Yes.
How the fact that you could pretty much have.
So I think that they already had started testing this on PlayStation. In one aspect, I know this is a little different, but so you know how on Xbox you have to download a game?
Yeah.
Did you know on PlayStation 4, when you have PlayStation Pass, Pass?
PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus, thank you. That I know this because I had a PlayStation 4 for only a little bit, then I sold it. But you don't have to download some games. You can just play some games off the internet connection, and the game stays installed on the server.
Oh.
So and I'm not talking like Garbo games. I'm talking like I played Infamous 1 and 2 like that.
Oh shit.
On PlayStation, and there were other games like big games. I can't think of anyone's. Like Call of Duty was up there. You didn't have to install it. You could just play it.
So it's kind of like what Google's trying to do with their console.
Where everything's accessible through a server.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Stadia? Yeah. Stadia. They hardcore because everybody uses. Google owns everything.
Yeah.
They've advertised the shit out of it, and you know what? Nobody bought it.
Nobody wants to buy that shit, bro.
Because the technology isn't there yet, because everybody knows.
Since we're talking about next-gen consoles, right? Okay, so we're obviously going to go We're obviously going to go a couple ways here. So, one, I want to talk about Nintendo Switch with you. Two, I want to talk about, obviously, PlayStation and Xbox and what, has happened. But, what's a company right now? And I have an answer, but what's your answer to this? A company that's a tech company right now that I have two answers that you want to see make a video game, like console.
A tech company? What do you mean by tech company?
Maybe my two answers will help. It would be like if now maybe this is in line with Google, so it doesn't count, but I think it would go further if it was looked at in my perspective. So my first one is I'd like to see Samsung Galaxy make a console. I'd like a Galaxy console.
Okay.
Because you know how cool you have a Galaxy, don't you?
Yes, my phone's
okay. I have a phone Galaxy and I have a tablet Galaxy, and you have a much better Galaxy than both of them. But
my TV's always Samsung. My TV's Samsung too.
My homegirl's the same way.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to use an $800 tablet, and this tablet. I've seen your phone. amazing technology. Come on, a
They
Galaxy.
don't know.
A Galaxy
I
console.
love these phones, dude.
Yeah.
They're
How cool would it be if
definitely
it came
neck and neck with Google or Apple.
Hey,
Apple.
right now I'll tell you how you win the console wars. Galaxy, you add in holographic tech.
Oh shit!
So maybe you can control stuff with holographic tech, or maybe you can play video games with holographic tech. But all I'm saying is, Galaxy, my other example for a tech company that you would like to see make a next gen console, for me is Apple.
Apple. See,
I know they're trying, but I'm talking about a real console. Don't give me that shit. Like, give me a 2025 console.
You see, what's hard though, if they're gonna do that, they're gonna have to come up with some like real original games. They can't just do that bullshit.
I think that they eliminate controllers completely, and you put on a pair of sunglasses, and all of a sudden you're in video game world. That's what their goal should be if they're Apple.
Okay. So you're saying if a new game company comes out, it should pretty much raise the bar, especially
if a new game console comes out from one of these tech companies. Outside
the box, don't use the control like motion controls.
It should be something that's not like when they do it, they're like everybody's like this is never gonna work, and then they do it, and everybody's like, I'm staying home from work this week. I'm playing my Apple fucking fuck box.
Oh, dude.
Or whatever.
Fuck box. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know, but, like, I really like the idea of those. Do you have any, like, maybe that you would think that might work?
Uber. No, I'm just kidding.
An Uber gaming console where you have to control the driver, GTA style?
I think that's called Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, or GTA.
Why isn't there an Uber simulator though?
Oh God! Don't even speak it into existence. I'll be so mad if it goes big and you thought of it first. I'll be like, dude, we should have made it. We could have made it.
That question's really hard though. But I mean, you had a good one with Apple
and Galaxy. Samsung Galaxy. Yeah. Obviously, Dell is part of the like. They have Alienware.
I was gonna say, why not Alienware? If anybody can make a console,
they have tried before, but it's always been like an emulation kind of thing, I think. But you're so correct, like you just said. Like that is such a good answer. Can you imagine an Alien console? That'd be sick.
I think it could actually work. Cause imagine, oh shit, it would. Fuck, that would be really hard to make a six. Let's say. You can make, for today's standards, the lowest of the lowest budget without making it look like, you know what I mean? Like
without being garbage.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that would probably be like a $700-800. Like that's kind of reaching though, for like a.
I think the new consoles are $600.
Yeah. So extra $200. So would you pay for? Let's say would you pay $800 to $1,000 for a Alienware PC game? So it's pretty much like a PC console. So
you're talking about so would I pay $800, $600 to $800 for a PC? I mean for an Alienware console, PC console. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they kind of have one already, by the way. That's kind of like a plug-and-play thing, I think. I may be thinking of the Steam box. The little Steam.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Something like that along the lines of that, I guess. Like something
what I want to... I don't want to see them make... Yes, they make great PCs, but, like, the console world... It's funny to me when people who are gamers... who are PC gamers, who love PC gaming, right?
Yeah.
But they don't appreciate consoles for what they are, and it's like, without the PC world, there would be no consoles.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, hats off to that. Now, see what PCs have created, because all of these things are the same thing. They're all little PCs. They're all little computers, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm like... I don't really want there to be I really want to see a company blur the line between a PC and a console. That's what I want. And I thought the Xbox was going to do it with the new console, because people were like, it's a lot like a laptop, and I had been telling you that.
Yeah.
And I'm not agreeing anymore. I'm like looking at some of the stuff, and I'm like, yo, this console is kind of annoying. This new console, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna wait a year. I'm gonna wait.
Wait a while.
Yeah.
You know what I found out about the X, the smaller version, or the S or whatever? It doesn't take CDs.
Yeah. I told you it's digital. Remember, I told you that was gonna happen. Well, I have that on your podcast.
Yeah,
I literally am like,
here.
yeah, I'm like, I literally said that they were gonna cut out digital, and it was Will. No, who were we talking with? Dan?
I'm not too sure, but
somebody was like, they're not going to cut it. And I was like, yes, they are. And sure shit, yes.
I think that was actually me. I think I probably said that.
You might have said that.
I might have said that because I was like, there's no way.
No, I knew they were going to fucking do that shit, dude. But I'm okay with it. But part of me is going to miss the era of CDs for libraries.
Yeah.
But you can always get flash drives now. I like the idea of having a wall of just like 1,000 organized flash drives.
You like that?
I do. With not flash drives,
I mean,
but external hard drives.
Oh.
Yeah, where you just like an example, something you may be more interesting to you. Like, you know how people have DVD walls?
Yeah.
And it takes up hella room? Well, it would be hella cool if like this would be a good area to have like a library for something like books, right?
Yeah.
Well, it would be cool to have one shelf where it's like A, B, C, D or whatever. And each thing is like action, drama, horror, and you pull out a flash drive. I mean, a external hard drive, and it just has all your action movies on it.
It's the future, man. That's the future we're going towards, dude.
I love that. I love that kind of shit.
To the point where it's like, oh, could you just imagine like where they're just like, here's this, and they just give you a hard drive, put on like a little headset, plug it in, and all of a sudden just like everything you ever wanted to play like that.
Right. Yeah, dude. It'll happen. How long do you think it'll take before that happens? Like 50, 100 years, I say. 50.
No, I honestly believe we'll probably have that by the time we're 50, like in our 50s.
Think so?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I believe you. I think I'll go with your answer. I like that one.
Because imagine how it, like even from when we were kids, you know what I mean? Like from fucking Super Nintendo and shit.
Dude, hey, you know, thinking of that, you as a kid, and because we all used to think about the future and about what kind of technology and how it would be when we were younger. But like looking back, are any of your expectations met about future technology?
One of my basic ones is pausing live TV.
Solved.
But
that's a good one though. That's a good one. That's exactly what I was going to ask, because my answer was hoping phones could actually use the internet.
Dude, I'll never forget the first time I fucking jerked off on my fucking phone when I was like 17.
That's such a beast memory.
Just looking up, just like big tits. I'm like, this actually works. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like 15.
And you 16. Shot the biggest load of your life. It was just a bubble.
So I'm gonna make sure to remember this for Dan. But Dan is like, this is exactly what happened. Is when you come on your chest and then the fucking thing from what's that called? Total Recall, the first one with Arnold.
Yeah.
Dan sent me a meme. Was like, when you come on your chest the night and then you wake up the next morning because you didn't clean yourself.
And it came to life. You impregnated your chest.
That would suck if it worked like that. Could you imagine?
If our fucking life-creating abilities was that potent, that'd be horrible, bro.
You'd see so much stuff everywhere.
Dude.
On like pants and sweaters and people's faces.
Podcasts would be so much better, bro. You'd just be chilling there and they'd be like, and these are sickening, and right out of the corner desk, this yeah, out of the pencil sharpener, the anus fucking child is born.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh yeah, you want to talk about the NBA and the wheat thing?
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, dude. I think that's a pretty big step for sports to take right there, and I love it.
Why is the NBA always taking like big leaps? Like the first one, the first sport kind of.
I know they were the first ones to be like, we're no longer endorsing racism.
Well, I guess they kind of did with Donald Sterling.
Yeah, no, we're good. But I was just joking.
Well, I mean, they also did. No, I'm just kidding.
It's so true though.
Ooh.
But no, like I think that's a pretty big step for them to do that. I hope we get to see that across the board. But at the same time, I hope that the athletes actually execute discipline. And not just like go to games hella fucked up and like fuck shit up. Yeah, let's free throw, and they cripple somebody.
You just like just toss the hell hard at somebody.
Can you imagine, bro? LeBron's all fucked up, and he's like, boom, and he just takes somebody's head off.
And it's his son.
Yeah. He's like, I'll pay for that chiropractic bill.
I'm gonna show you a video after this where it's the people getting hit by the ball, and it's fucking hilarious.
You watched one of them, but you gotta show me if it's another one. The first one you showed me, I was like, this is beast.
Dude, one of them was we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy though. And then I told you over the text. This happened a few like 5 years ago or something like that, where the football player beat his wife and knocked his wife out in the elevator. And this is real. Like, you can actually look this up. He knocked his wife out in the elevator.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of her. I remember this. We talked about it.
Yeah, and fucking that same season, he got suspended for 2 games. And somebody else got caught smoking weed in their system, and they got suspended the whole season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's crazy, bro.
You literally knock somebody unconscious, let alone somebody who's like the opposite sex. Like,
yeah, it's fucking nuts. Like the backward standards.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's fucking nutty, and I guess that's one of the things people would like try to say about the NFL. It's just the people, the owners, and like the organization itself is just seems a little old school.
Well, America seems to have a favoritism towards 3-letter organizations that fucking suffer from some level of blatant racism.
Don't really have any would you rathers, but I got a little question for you. If you had to advance any species, and I just mean like no insects, any species to our level of intelligence and what we have today,
which species would it be?
Yeah, which mammals or whatever, and then I'll give you a couple of mine.
Please do.
The first one, and I'm fascinated with them, and I wanna, if I can, I wanna own one, as an octopus.
Good fucking answer.
I would love to have
the
octopus, because octopuses, just like how they are too, like just advanced to our level, but they're just hella jelly. Like,
yeah, dude, hella bad. You're right though.
Another one, and this is just because it reminds me, because when I was little, I watched Tank Girl.
Yeah,
it was kangaroos.
Okay.
And I think also because that video where the dude punched the kangaroo in the face.
Okay, I see you.
I think those species would. I mean, I if I want to throw another one in there, would be cats.
Yeah.
And I would like to see a humanoid cat, because whenever you see cats, I don't know if you ever noticed their hind legs, they're like hella long.
Yeah.
So it would probably their back legs would look kind of like a flamingo.
Oh yeah.
But when they jump, dude, they'd probably jump like fucking 30 feet in the air. Just
I know, they're springy as fuck, dude. You're right, dude. I got an answer, but my first one, I'm gonna say first. I don't really I can't think of the specific one, but it would have to be a bird. I'd like to see a bird advance, like a bald eagle or an owl.
When you said bald eagle, that owl,
that
scared me even more. I was gonna say, when you said bald eagle, that scared me, but an owl.
Because we're talking about one that seeing it advance, right?
Oh my god.
Okay, because seeing Okay, so my next one is an elephant because of their brain and their wisdom. Just
Ooh, as so the thing is they kind of just grew into whatever they grew into.
Yeah, but I would like to see where their brain. I'm thinking where these creatures' brains develop, and because of their uniqueness, so I chose a land creature, a flight creature, and a sea creature. So my sea creature is so I said elephants, and then like a bald eagle or precisely my water dolphin. Creature was a dolphin or a great white.
Okay, so
I mean a killer whale. A killer whale. Sorry.
I was gonna say if the orca, dude. Those things.
The orca. That's exactly was my. It was either a dolphin or an orca. Yeah.
Honestly, if I was in the ocean, I saw orca, I would. It's funny because I would flip the fuck out if I seen one. But
they own. I don't think they're like. There are not many cases of an orca attacking.
They're not on that level where they're like, "What's up?"
Yeah, like they don't attack humans in real in the ocean.
Curious.
Yeah, but like in SeaWorld they do.
Dude. So
did you watch Blackfish? I did.
Dude, so fucking you seen that video where the seal jumps on the boat? And
yeah.
So I'm terrified I'm gonna be that person where that happens and the fish is like, let me try to jump. The orca's like, let me try to just jump on this fucking.
Oh, dude!
Just imagine being on the boat and the orcas jump on there, and then all of a sudden,
oh yeah,
that one orca figures out you could sink these things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all the little
hello expansion theory. Yeah, they're like all of a sudden we can drive this boat.
There you go, dude.
Yeah, dude, they create little fucking breathing apparatuses
like octopuses. Octopus eyes. Octopus.
That's what they be get. That's what they're gonna turn us into. Is
octopus there you go,
eyes.
Dude. We just figured out the new sitcom: octopuses versus fucking
orcas.
Yep.
Fucking caucus.
Caucus.
Orcas caucus. That'll be what the general's name will be. Will be Orca Caca.
Caca Orca.
Caca Orca. I'll deal with it. Yeah. Get it, girl.
Get it, girl. So this one, we talked about Breaking Bad all the time.
Yep.
And what's funny is this one's been around actually for a while, like especially in Rancho and Sacramento area apparently.
Well, Rancho Cordova.
Yeah. Not Rancho Cucamonga, bitches.
It's Cordova.
It's the real shit, not the rich shit. No.
What did they call it? They used to be like, it's the chode, the ranchode.
The rancho
chode of Sacramento.
So yeah, this is a Knee Deep Brewing Company. It's Indian Pale Ale, 6.5%, and
Let me crack into it.
I don't know what it tastes like.
Have you ever had it?
No, I've.
Alright, let's do this. Let's get naked. By the way, this is the loudest I've ever dressed. Look at this shit. Tell me that. Oh, dude, that's a great pour. Anybody that can't see that, look at that pour on that. Good amber. It's like an amber color. Ooh, he topped it off with the swirl. Put my fucking Rolling Rock fine drink to the side. Are we smelling it first?
Yeah, it's pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
it's pretty really strong.
Pungent. It has a big IPA taste on it. I mean, IPA smell on it.
Yeah, definitely.
What other IPA? To me, right off the bat, it reminds me of a Sierra Nevada, but I'm hoping.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
It smells so much like Sierra Nevada. Have you drank it? Sipped it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it tastes like a Sierra Nevada, like kind of like a double. Yeah, like a
double IPA.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, hold on a sec.
Breaking Bud.
Not bad, right? Sierra Nevada tastes just like a Sierra Nevada. The thing I like about IPAs is sometimes when you like take a good smell of it and you take a sip of it, it kind of gives you a little bit of a head rush when you've been drinking
some Rolling Rock.
Yeah, or just not to shit on any type of beer. Like if we're drinking it, then there's a part of us that likes it. But like the lighter sense of a Rolling Rock that's easier to drink a lot of, doesn't have the same fucking flavor palette as this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it not being a Sierra Nevada, but kind of tasting similar. But there are things that are different. Like you get a big when you go to put it up to your face and you smell it. Yeah, and you take a sip, you get a big whiff of the fucking
IPA,
the odor, IPA, the IPA
hops
odor,
and everything,
and
I mean, look at it's like supposed to be the money bags.
We should start saving these cans and washing them out.
Right.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah, this one it's been popular for a while. It's been around. I've seen it at least for the past decade, as long as I've been able to buy alcohol. Maybe. Maybe not that long, but definitely around since for the past
I wish they would change
5 years at least.
I wish they would change the color of the blue. I mean the color of this around it because it's totally not eye catching.
It's brewed. Okay.
No. I mean I wish they would change the color of the can.
Yeah.
Like because it's like if you seen this on a thing, you'd be like, "Oh, that's a cute image," and you'd walk by and you'd be like,
it's more of the name that would try to catch your name or catch your eye.
If they threw a little bit of,
I know what you're saying.
If they threw a little bit of this beer amber into that,
look at that can though. Like you're saying, it tasted like Sierra Nevada or it smelled like Sierra Nevada.
Oh yeah, you're right. It kind of looks similar, huh?
You know what I mean? Got the Sierras up there.
You're right. Oh, hey, good catch. Yeah, I think you're right.
Also, Auburn, California. Was the last beer we had also in Auburn?
I think so.
This
is why we need to save the cans.
True.
We could wash them all out and put them up somewhere.
Oh, that'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, we should do that. Or at least if we don't want to save the whole can, we could just cut out the label and then just stick them up on the wall like plaques.
I don't remember what the that'd be fucking sick.
That'd be dope. We could do that.
I don't remember what the last one we drank was from, but I know it was called Captain Save-A-Hop, and that was just kind of it had less of a. It wasn't as for a hoppy beer. It was very hoppy, but it wasn't.
Was that the cookie and cream one?
No, that was the first one. That was me and you. The last one was me, you, and Trinidad.
That was like the cookie and cream one. Was like
it wasn't cooking. It was like a s'mores.
Or a s'mores. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was like s'mores. You're right. The s'mores one reminds me of port wine. Another dessert.
Okay. That beer
something
you
was
drink
like a dessert.
Yeah,
it was like a dessert. Like someone like me, actually, now that I say that out loud, someone like me really could benefit with bad teeth who can't eat sweets anymore. Like I can't, you know me, I don't eat chocolate or anything. I don't drink soda, anything like that at all anymore. Like a good beer like that would do me good for my sweet tooth, just naturally. This one is not the same thing. It's not a dessert beer, but it definitely is a like 1 cup of it with your homie, and maybe you should wait like 45 minutes before you drive home. You know what I mean? Like when you're chilling with your buddy kind of thing.
So it definitely reminds me kind of like a lighter Lagunitas, but it kind of has like more of like a kind of stronger punch.
Oh man. I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it.
I just
Did you say oldie?
Yeah, old E.
Why you gotta do me like that?
Damn, I remember.
Yeah, he's like, yo, dude, you ain't never had good beer. You were drinking Old E when I remember last time.
No, I just remember, honestly, one of my first, because I drank Mickey's, bro, so it's around it's like
and what was it, the 211s or whatever that we used to drink?
I've never had 211s, but I always heard.
Yeah, Steel Reserve, aka Steel Reserve, yeah. Sorry, but I wasn't thinking of that. That's not what this tastes like. But yeah, this beer is good. I like it.
So on a
5.
By the way, I kind of fucked up already, but it's the beertainment section. Remember the beertainment? What do you think this is from? Yeah, 1 to 5 beers.
5 being the best.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one we're doing points, right? I mean, like 2.0 XX. You know what I mean? Like 3 point. 4 point, you know what I mean? We can put like 1 or 2 digits, right? So I'll put 1 digit. I'll do a 2-digit thing here real quick. For me, this beer is good. It really is. I'm not in any way like being like negative. However, it's like a 2.3 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
2.3.
not like impressive. There's no new taste here. In fact, me and you for like the first like 2 minutes of the review were both like, this tastes a lot like a Sierra Nevada. Yeah, and to me that's a little disappointing. Even the dessert beer at least had, whoa, this is like graham crackers, or what did you say, s'mores?
Yeah,
you said s'mores,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the Moonraker. That was incredible. It was. I don't ever get sweets. Like, I don't ever get something sweet other than
it tasted
smoothies.
Pretty good though.
It did. It was
smooth,
nice. Like a glass this size of that drink would be ideal to share with your son on his 14th birthday.
Or something like that.
You know, or like his 15th birthday or what. You know, I'm just being sarcastic. But yeah, I'd say it's like 2.3 to be honest. But it's good. It's good. I don't mean to like ugh. It's good. But what about you?
I'm honestly gonna give it a 3.5.
3.5.
Just because.
What makes you go so high with it?
Just the taste. I mean.
Does it favor your palate?
For me, I love IPAs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So anything that's an IPA that tastes like this and it seems light. You know what I mean? It's not overbearing with the hops, even though it has the hops on the.
Yeah, there's still a bit of a sweetness on the underside of your tongue too, when you sip it. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've won awards in this area, but they have more different types of alcohols and everything, or beers.
So I need to give them another chance, is what you're saying.
But this one, in my opinion, I'll give them a 3.5. They're not the best, but they're definitely a little bit of a step ahead of the last beer we had.
I think I need to listen to you on this one. I think I'm being a little judgmental, but I do like that because there are a few things about this that are pretty good.
You got to remember though, this is the third beer we've ever had on this segment. So
yeah, and that's the lowest I've gone, but it's not because the beer is gross. It's also it's the beer is good. I'm sitting here sipping. I'm gonna finish this beer, but like to me, it just has the overall. When people are like, "What does an IPA taste like?" You know what I mean? Like that's like okay,
true.
Like it's
very
like
true.
Like it's the same thing with like Sierra Nevada. What does the Sierra Nevada taste like? Like
exactly.
I hate to say that, so that's why my score is so low. But that is not to say this is a beer that you shouldn't try.
Yeah.
I always if we're trying it, if Ben has outstanding taste with beers and he has a phenomenal eye for trying new things, especially with anything that has to do with flavor, cooking, frying, sushi, blah blah blah.
This has just been a local beer, so I've had my eye on it for the past 2 or 3 years. I've never bought it because it's always overpriced because it's local.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'll bring it for this. This is a segment, you know.
Yeah. So shout out. What's the company's name again? Do you remember?
Knee Deep.
Knee Deep. Shout out Knee Deep. Yeah. Shout out Knee Deep Brewing. Shout out Knee Deep Brewing. You guys are amazing. Like the beer is actually really good. You don't get a low score. Hey. You don't get the score doesn't actually even matter. Like we're just nobodies on YouTube doing our thing, but like the idea here is for us to be like honest, and I like to like Ben brought up something earlier really good. He said sometimes it's nice to see somebody be genuine, right?
Genuine.
Thank you. Genuine. And to be perfectly authentic about this is actually a really, really good beer. This is not Budweiser. This is not Miller. This is actually really good beer. The thing is that when we go against our scale, the scale is forever changing and advancing. So I just want to say that mad love to, Knee Deep Brewing, but as phenomenal as the beer is, nobody makes a perfect beer. At least we haven't found one yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we did with the Moonraker, but
well, okay. We need to hold on. Wait. That's good. That's a good point. We need to start making categories.
Okay.
Something else, but anyways, no, I like it. Yeah, we'll keep the score low. I want to keep the score low on this one, just because it's like, although it's an IPA that we both appreciate. I don't think we should just be like, oh yeah.
Definitely don't skip on it though.
Yeah, no, don't. Go get it. Go get it. In fact,
if you
try it because if we're wrong, we want to hear about it in the comments below, and you educate us like a mofo.
And you got to remember too, they also have different varieties, so they're growing. They're definitely growing.
No, I'm curious about them, like because for as far as this goes.
Well, I guess this is pretty much the end of the podcast.
Ben's like, let's transition. Nah, hell yeah, dude. This is a great one, dude. The beer tasting thing was super fun, so thank you. Again, I know you come all this way, but thank you very much for coming out here.
Fucking,
anytime.
It was always a pleasure, dude. Always so much fun coming out here. It's fucking...
Dude, my best friend, my guy.
Dude,
I got a lot of love for you, bro, so you better stay along for the ride because me and you are about to start winning a lot together for sure.
As long whatever happens, man, whatever happens, it's still happening, bro. We still kicking it no matter what, dude. Fucking Shnerdcast episode 51. Thank you so much, Cole Cannon. I loved it so much. Always dope. Fucking kicking it, talking, doing our shit. Fucking Shnerdcast out, bro.
Super friends.